Tonight, a new Miss Troy University is crowned.
Plus, how exercising with water is aiding a problem overseas. Stay tuned. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision Nightly News for October 15th, 2012. I'm Judson Garner.
And I am Bailey Majors. Thank you for joining us this evening. On Saturday, Troy University crowned a new Miss Troy. Christina Cook introduces us to the young lady who will represent Troy in the Miss Alabama pageant.
12 young ladies aspiring to become the face of Troy University participated in the Miss Troy University pageant on Saturday, but only one was able to win the crown.
There are so many phases of competition. We have onstage question and interview, talent, evening wear, and swimsuit. So the girls have worked really hard for that. It's a special year. You're surrounded by the people you love the most and a university that pours into you on a daily basis. So just, to give of herself and to represent her university.
And it seemed the judges voted in favor of Miss Caitlin Crow to hold the title of Miss Troy University.
This is my third year actually to compete for Miss Troy University, so I've been preparing for this for a long time. I've been doing my interview and my swimsuit. I've been working really hard in the gym and working around with other people to help me get better at this. So for 3 years, this is definitely very rewarding, and it was very unexpected, so I'm just so happy for this opportunity to be Miss Troy University.
And now preparing for the Miss Alabama pageant, throughout the year, Crow will focus on her platform, preventing child abuse. Crow will also have many other duties throughout the year as she holds the title, but as the former Miss Troy University Kaylee Edwards explains, it'll all be worth her while.
I think Caitlin, whatever challenges she may face, she's an incredible young woman who will be able to withstand those challenges and overcome them and find a positive outlook on it. And to be Miss Troy at Miss Alabama and to represent your university, there's no greater honor. So just to enjoy yourself and have fun.
Christina Cook, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And as one of our own here at Trojan Vision, we all give Caitlin an extra big congratulations and good luck as she moves on to the Miss Alabama pageant in June.
When people work out, the smart thing to do is to stay hydrated. One program took this to a new level and had people working out in water, and they did it for a good reason. Justin McNelly has more.
What for Water is a branch off of Never Thirst, which is an organization that helps build wells in third world countries. On Saturday, this organization hit Troy University's campus with plans to give people a little workout. However, weights were nowhere to be found.
Contestants used jerry cans just like this to not just get in shape, but to raise money for a good cause.
Contestants filled their cans up with water to provide themselves with the amount of weight they desired. The reasoning?
Water is something we take for granted, and the fact that we're going to be able to build 6 wells in third world countries is just an amazing thought, to know that there's going to be people that have water because of all these people showing up and giving their time and money today.
The organization has raised money in order to build wells in Africa and India, and the contestants helped raise some of the money through this training camp. The grueling course featured different workout routines, but one exercise really made the contestants' day a nightmare.
The hardest one was a thing called burpees, is when you jumped over your can and then you went down and did a push-up. It was tough.
The burpees that you jump over and you have to do the push-up and come up, that was tough after doing everything else that you've done.
The goal entering the day was $10,000, which would build 4 wells in third world countries. But Jones explains how those figures were exceeded tremendously.
2 months ago when we planned this, we were hoping to raise $10,000, and we thought that would be a pretty lofty goal. It looks like we had a little over 70 people show up, and we've cleared almost $15,800. So we're going to build 6 wells, 5 in India and 1 in Africa.
Justin McNelly, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
For more information or to make a donation, you can visit wod4watertroy.com. Well, Bailey, the Johnson Center for the Arts offers Troy residents the opportunity to see art from all over the world.
That's right, Judson. And yesterday, a famous folk artist was in Troy to talk to residents about his artwork. The Johnson Center for the Arts held a reception Sunday to celebrate the opening exhibit of a renowned self-taught folk artist of Alabama, whose artwork has come to Pike County.
My name is Charlie Lucas. I'm known as the Tin Man.
Lucas worked as a mechanic until an injury on the job caused him to change professions, but during his recovery he started working with wire and painting, which led to the beginnings of his art.
His pieces incorporate a lot of two-dimensional and three-dimensional pieces of recycled materials.
To me, I make toys. All of my pieces is toys to me. All of this is about recycling not only the material but the mind itself.
Lucas welds with tin and metals and says he often uses scraps of different material in his art. One Troy student says he enjoys Lucas's art process and art style.
He's completely untrained, and it really shows, and it's really a beauty to that. It's just an artist who enjoys, who makes things and makes art.
Lucas says that his family is what inspires him to make art. The director of the Johnson Center says that the Tin Man exhibit is special because of the stories behind the artwork.
Every piece has a story. Charlie can tell you why he created them, what's in them.
My granddad was a basket weaver, my dad was a mechanic, and my mother was a quilt maker. So all of this is in the honor of so much of them. When I signed Tin Man, it's got the cross down at the bottom. That's in honor of my great-grandfather.
Thale encourages students and Pike County residents to see the Tin Man exhibit.
This is something very different. Folk art is a big thing in the South and especially in Alabama. So to see what's happening in the region and around the area.
The Tin Man exhibit runs through November 11th. The Johnson Center is open Wednesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Admission is always free.
And now taking a look at news from around the state, in Huntsville, Governor Robert Bentley plans to ask legislators to pass a bill offering eligible state employees an incentive if they voluntarily retire. The governor announced details of the plan at a news conference today. He said it would either pay 100% of monthly premiums for health insurance for 5 years or offer $15,000 in cash payments.
And in Montgomery, Democrat Lucy Baxley and Republican Twinkle Cavanaugh are battling each other again for Public Service Commission president. Only this time the outcome could regulate the Alabama Democratic Party to a minor party status. Baxley is the only Democrat currently holding a statewide office in Alabama.
And in Glencoe, authorities say a lawyer from Anniston is believed to have drowned while diving in Glencoe. The deputy coroner says 60-year-old Randy Brooks was at Diveland yesterday to practice diving skills for a trip to Mexico.
Still to come on Troy TrojanVision Nightly News, the Trojan Volleyball team was one of the only teams in action on Troy's campus this weekend. Danielle Percival will have all the details on that and more coming up in sports.
But first, the presidential candidates are gearing up for round 2. Their second debate is tomorrow in Virginia. We'll have that story after the break.
Republicans and Democrats step up their ground game in a fierce battle for Virginia. I'm Danielle Nottingham in Prince William County. I'll have the story coming up.
Today, we gather to recognize the selfless decision of one of the most influential women of our time. The woman who, after having one too many drinks, chose not to drive home buzzed. Here today to honor Rachel is the family whose lives she spared.
Back to nursing.
I want to work in the NFL.
Troy University's College of Health and Human Services prepares students for high-demand careers of today and tomorrow. Careers offering attractive pay and the opportunity to make a difference in the lives of others.
My courses aren't just classwork. I've worked with the Department of Human Resources to put my skills to work with helping people. I couldn't think of anything else I'd rather be doing.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we'll go to Judson Garner at the Global News Desk. Judson.
Thanks, Bailey. Today is the last day for voter registration in Virginia, a key battleground state that could help decide this election. As President Obama and Mitt Romney prepare for their second debate, their volunteers are on the ground in Virginia and are doing all they can to deliver a win on Election Day. Danielle Nottingham has more.
Virginia Democrat Lizzie Shai is working to get President Obama reelected, one door at a time.
Is everyone here registered to vote?
She and other campaign volunteers have already registered more than 120,000 new Virginia voters.
Certainly passionate about people who can vote, making sure that they're able to and making sure that their voice is heard.
4 years ago, the Obama campaign saw an 83% voter turnout in Arlington County, Virginia. Volunteers want a repeat.
Virginia went blue. The demography is good for going blue again.
When President Obama won Virginia in 2008, it was the first time in 44 years that voters here backed the Democrat. Volunteers at this Northern Virginia phone bank are working to put the state back in the GOP's column.
We got our clocks cleaned in Virginia 4 years ago. Republicans really didn't put up much of a fight. They took Virginia for granted. That's not happening now.
This campaign season, Romney volunteers hitting the phones and knocking on doors have reached out to 4.5 million voter contacts in Virginia. Denise Parisi is helping court Hispanics.
Me being Hispanic and being able to reach them and really just give them, that comfort that, hey, there are some Hispanics out here that are voting for Romney, that believe in him.
Since June, Romney has made 18 campaign stops in Virginia, and the president chose a Virginia resort to practice for Tuesday night's debate. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Manassas, Virginia.
Many parents find that bedtime is a battle. Children like to stay up late, but a new study shows why it could be a bad idea. Inez Farrar reports better sleep could lead to a better performance at school.
7-year-old Fiona Todd is a bundle of energy. So is her soccer-playing brother, Carson. But their mom makes sure they slow down in the evening and get a good night's sleep. If they don't, mornings are a challenge.
Nothing is running smoothly. They're agitated, they're tired, they're cranky, and then they start, acting up together. It's just not a smooth morning. There you go.
A new study published in the journal Pediatrics backs her up. It shows that more sleep leads to a better day at school.
For children who had just 27 minutes more sleep for 5 consecutive nights, that there was actually an improvement in their mood and their behavior the next day.
Children ages 7 to 11 who slept an hour less each night were less alert and had a harder time handling their emotions and controlling impulsive behavior.
The findings present a challenge for today's busy families, how to fit in a full day of school plus activities and homework and still get enough sleep.
Doctors say for younger children, the goal should be 10 to 11 hours of sleep. Parents can help with a healthy bedtime routine.
You want to limit things that can be stimulating to the child. So this would be TV use in the 2 hours prior to going to bed. You want to limit computer time, texting time on the cell phone.
Roseanne Todd makes a sleep routine a priority.
Bed is sometimes a struggle, but it's my goal because they need sleep.
The extra Z's pay off, both at home and at school. Inez Farrar, CBS News, New York.
And that'll wrap things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, including the story of an Australian daredevil who broke a world record, you can tune into Trojan Vision Global News right after the nightly news. Now back to you, Bailey.
Thank you, Judson. And now Danielle Percival joins us for a look at sports. So, Danielle, we had a football game last Thursday, and that meant no Trojan football over the weekend, but there's still plenty to talk about in sports.
That's right, Bailey. We actually had a couple of teams that were in action here on Troy's campus, including the volleyball team, who had a successful weekend. So let's get into that.
All right.
Starting the weekend just 4 wins away from breaking the school's all-time win record, the Trojan volleyball team hoped to get a little closer to that record. Justin McNelly has a recap of this past weekend's volleyball matches.
The 4-2 conference record, the Trojan volleyball team already has the best conference start in school history, and they look to add to that lead this past weekend when they took on North Texas. The Trojans were able to sweep the Mean Green and move to 14-8 on the season, and head coach Sonny Kirkpatrick was proud of his team's effort.
We played really well. We stuck with our game plan. We fed off of their weaknesses, and we kind of fed our strengths, and we played really well. Could not have been more happy or more proud of our team. Offensively, defensively blocking, we really had everything clicking, and it was a lot of fun to watch.
The Trojans hope to carry that momentum into their Saturday match against ULM, who has lost 9 of their last 10 games. But the Trojans almost got more than they bargained for. Troy was able to defeat the Warhawks in 4 sets, but it wasn't easy at all. Troy gave up a 16-9 lead in the first set and would eventually drop that set, and they also gave up a 16-10 lead in the second set, but were able to rally and take that set 26-24. The Trojans would take the final 2 sets to win the match and make their conference record 6-2, but Kirkpatrick knew his team should have played better.
We just had to try to get out of that situation, and finally we did, but we gave up a bunch of points in that, and we're not good enough to do that. We can't let a server get multiple points, 4 and 5 like they did. It was just an ugly match tonight from us.
The Trojans' next match is Thursday night in Sartain Hall against South Alabama. And Kirkpatrick sums up that rivalry pretty easily.
They don't like us much. We don't like them very much.
Justin McNeely, Troy TrojanVision Sports.
Now 15-8 on the year, the Trojans can tie the record this Thursday against South Alabama. And home was also good to the Trojan men's cross country team as they took first place at the Coach O Invitational. Troy individuals won both the men's and women's races on Saturday morning at the Trojan Oaks Golf Course. Junior Enoch Haru took first place for Troy, leading the Trojan men's team to a first-place finish, with junior Kemper Morton finishing second. The women's team finished in second place. Freshman Julia Ostendorf took top honors for the women's team, setting a collegiate personal best on a 5K course with a time of 19 minutes and 55.9 seconds. Senior Morgan Paulson finished third. Head coach Jeff Jenkins on his team's performance this weekend.
We had a pretty good plan going in where we hoped to for some of the middle guys and middle girls to kind of be brought up so they can have a good race. We knew that it would be tough, and we were trying to do that. But at the end of the day, we came off with 2 individual titles. We won the men's side. We knew Alabama State was going to be tough. They took our women. They did beat our women, but we were better than what we thought we were going to be. It turned out pretty well.
The Trojans now turn their attention to the Sun Belt Conference Championships in Bowling Green, Kentucky on October 27th. After picking up a loss against Middle Tennessee on Friday, the Trojans soccer team was hoping to wrap up their road trip with a win against Western Kentucky. Troy didn't get the victory, but they also didn't lose either. Chanel Elgin scored her first goal of the season in the 5th minute to help lead the Trojans to a 1-1 tie at Western Kentucky. The game went into double overtime and ended in the draw. Troy moves to 1-5-1 in Sun Belt play and is currently tied with Louisiana Lafayette for the 8th and final playoff spot with just 3 games remaining. The Trojans return to action on Thursday for their final home match of the season against Louisiana Lafayette at 1 o'clock at the Troy Soccer Complex. Well, we're finally getting back into a normal game week for the football team. After a bye week, then a Thursday night game, Saturday, the Trojans will get back into a normal schedule, and hopefully getting back to the norm will be beneficial for the team. But the norm may still be a little different than usual. Quarterback Corey Robinson was knocked out in the second quarter of the Western Kentucky game and is being evaluated day-to-day by trainers, though he has not officially been ruled out of play on Saturday.
He did have a concussion, and we have definite protocol which we revert back to those tests that we give every player preseason. And you have to get back to those levels before you get back to the field to practice or attempt to play.
And whether it is Robinson or Deion Anthony on the field leading the Trojan offense on Saturday is going to be seen later, but the Trojans do have another conference game coming up this weekend. Troy and Florida International will meet at noon Saturday at Veterans Memorial Stadium. So we're finally getting back into a normal football game week, so that'll be exciting having the game on Saturday this week. Hopefully see a lot of fans out there, but the volleyball team really on a roll right now, looking for to set that record of having the most wins all time in their history, so congratulations to them. Very impressive.
Absolutely, Danielle. It's always nice to have sports at home, and congratulations to them again.
That's right, and hopefully everybody will go out and support them.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Danielle. And we're not done with Trojan Athletics because coming up on TrojanVision Nightly News, the head women's basketball coach talks about her team's upcoming season.
But first, we've had a rainy Monday morning followed by a warm, sunny day. Are those cool temperatures going to come back this week to Marlow?
Well, Betty, those temperatures are going to stick around, and those cool temperatures we will be seeing throughout the week. But I have that and more coming up next in weather.
Time was, kids did what came naturally, spending free time running through the grass, exploring streams. But times have changed. Today's indoor kids spend more than 7 hours in front of electronic media. That's why National Wildlife Federation created the Be Out There movement. Outdoor play improves kids' health, body, mind, and spirit. It helps them stay fit, enhances creativity, and could even make them better students. There's a reason they call it the great outdoors. Learn more at beoutthere.org.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
Now Jamarla Phillips joins us for a look at weather.
So, Jamarlo, this week feels a little bit different than last week. It's a little bit warmer. Are we going to be getting those fall-like temperatures back?
Well, Justin, we're actually looking to see some scattered showers throughout the week, but I'll get into more of that right now.
All right.
But first, let's take a look at our campus snapshot. Taking a look across Bill Gray's quad right now, we can see that the skies are very clear right now. Beautiful day out there on Troy University's campus. Going into our current conditions, we can see now that our skies are sunny right now. Temperature coming in at 80 degrees. Dew point at 53 degrees. Humidity at 39%. Barometer reading 29.91 inches and steady, with our winds coming from the northwest at about 13 miles per hour. Going into today's stats. Today we were able to see a high of 80 degrees, a low of 52. We were able to see those scattered showers earlier this morning, about 0.11 inches of rain. Sun rose this morning at 6:47 a.m. and it's supposed to set this afternoon around 6:11 p.m. Taking a look at our temperatures from around the state, we can see that we're experiencing those mid-70 degree temperatures up to those low 80s. Mobile sitting here at 85 degrees with partly cloudy skies. We can see that Huntsville 73 with partly cloudy skies as well. Birmingham clear skies. Montgomery as well clear skies with a high of 81. Troy 80 degrees. Phoenix City 79 and Dothan sitting at 81 degrees. Going into our temperatures across the southeast, as we can see in Birmingham right here, we're experiencing those 76 degree temperatures. As we move down southward, we're experiencing a little upper, those upper 70 degree temperatures, maybe around about 78 to the low 80s. But as we look towards the west, we can see those Texas areas experiencing those low 80 degree temperatures as well. Taking a look at the current temperatures across the United States, we can see that above Alabama right now, they're experiencing those low 60s. But as we move northward up into the Michigan area, we can see that they're experiencing very cool temperatures as well. Temperatures ranging from the low 40s to mid 50s in those areas. Taking a look at our current surface map, we can see that we are seeing a few high-pressure systems across the United States right now. We have a high-pressure system sitting down here in Texas, one above the Mississippi area as well, and also a cold front down here that's going towards the down towards the Gulf of Mexico area. But as we take a closer look at that, we can see that it will not affect our area in any way, but it will affect Florida. Going into our thunderstorm forecast for tonight, we will not be experiencing any thunderstorms, but as we can see, Georgia, the southern portions of Georgia will be experiencing thunderstorms, as well as some of the Carolina areas experiencing severe thunderstorms. Going into our precipitation forecast for the next 48 hours, we will not be experiencing any activity in our area. Going into Tuesday's forecast, again, there will be no activity in our area, no rain, no chances of showers, no windy conditions. Going into Wednesday's forecast, we can see that above Louisiana, the northern portion of Louisiana, towards the Missouri and the Iowa areas, they will be experiencing a light showers, as well as some very windy conditions as well. Going into Thursday's forecast, we can see that rain will have moved into our area. We'll experience light showers on Thursday. Going into Friday, that rain will have pushed out of our area. Going into Saturday, we'll be experiencing a very nice weekend. But looking at tonight's forecast, we'll experience mainly clear skies. Winds coming from the north-northwest about 5 miles per hour with a low of 50 degrees. Going into tomorrow's forecast, mainly sunny skies again with a high of 78 degrees. Going into our 4-day forecast. Looking at Tuesday, we'll see that we have mostly sunny skies, high of 77 degrees. But taking a look at Wednesday, partly cloudy skies, and Thursday, we'll have those isolated thunderstorms, and Friday, sunny skies.
All right, well, thanks so much, Jamarlo.
Thank you.